Welcome, welcome. Thank you for joining us. Got a lead here, got a bunch of leads today, guys. I am going to be really just going to be going through a ton of follow-ups, but I do have this guy right now who responded to a automated text follow-up. He said he's going through chapter 13 bankruptcy. He was a inbound lead that we got from Leadzolo, and I can feel like he's going through it right now. So asked him to hop on. He said he's free now. Let's talk and see. Let me turn this up for you guys, make sure you got the mic. I'll get to it.
Hello.
Hey, Ken.
Yeah.
Hey, Ken, what's going on, man? It's Brad Garcia with Lazarus Property Group. How are you?
I was going pretty good. Not too bad. About yourself?
Going well. Going well. Thank you very much for asking. And thanks for hopping on with me, man. I'm glad we were able to connect. I know there's it's been a little bit we connected, just so you know. I have your information because you had responded to an ad about being interested in selling, looks like it's 6956 Wilmette Lane. Okay, awesome. Do you remember submitting that response?
Yeah.
Okay, cool. Just want to make sure you knew I wasn't some random guy reaching out to you. Well, cool. Yeah, that's kind of where we are connected, and I know you've been going through a lot, so you haven't been able to get in touch. So I appreciate you getting on now.
Oh yeah, no problem.
Okay, great. Well, yeah, just before we get like super far into, just a little bit about us. Lazarus Property Group, we're a creative real estate investment company. We specialize in speed and convenience, and pride ourselves in creating win-win scenarios for us and for the sellers. We also live by the golden rule. So, for whatever reason, not every property is going to meet our criteria. If Wilmette Lane doesn't meet our buying criteria, I'll still do, whatever I can and everything in my power to help you out, get you pointed in the right direction. That sound fair? Yeah. Okay, beautiful. Beautiful. So, are you currently living in the property?
Yes, as of right now, yes.
Okay, you are now. All right. And if you could, wave a magic wand, have everything go perfectly, how quickly would you like to sell the property, have everything complete and money in your bank account?
Quick as possible, but not too quick, because I'm still trying to find a place to live. But if it comes down to it, I'm just going to move into my mom and dad's place and live there for a while, because right now we're in chapter 13 bankruptcy, and I don't want the house to go into foreclosure and then get like no money out of it. So I'm trying to sell it as quick as possible.
Okay, as quick as possible, but not like immediate, because you still need to have your new living arrangements kind of set up.
Yeah.
Okay, cool. And I kind of going through this process, I will most likely need to ask questions that are a little personal. So I just want to make sure I have your permission to do that, just to kind of help you out and make sure we're getting you pointed in the right direction.
Oh yeah, most definitely.
Okay, cool. And so with the bankruptcy you're going through right now, it's a chapter 13, so it's a consolidation. Is that affecting the house at all, the mortgage? Are we talking about being in default at all? Like, where are we at with payments?
So payments are behind as of right now, because it was into the chapter 13. But we pulled it out of chapter 13 so we could sell it.
Okay, got it. So it is not part of the settlement.
Yeah, it's not part of the settlement, because we just pulled it out so that way we can sell it as soon as possible, instead of trying to have the court sell it so we can try to sell it.
Yeah, that's always better. Don't want Uncle Sam involved in that, especially if you have equity in it. How far behind are we talking as far as payments?
Well, the last time I saw the bill, it was $14,000 behind.
Okay, about 14 in arrears. Okay. Do you have a auction date set or sale date set with from the lender? Or are they just kind of letting you know you're in default?
So no, we don't have an auction or a sale from them. The only thing is that we have a few people, a few creditors on the lien of the house.
Gotcha. Okay. 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 That is good to know. All right. We'll come back to that in a minute. I kind of wanted to go through like the house itself. Just kind of get an overall condition. Process is pretty simple. With this part, I'm just going to ask you like, questions about the house. If you don't know the answer, not a problem. Just answer best you can. Okay.
Okay.
Okay, cool. I see here on the tax record, it's a 4-bed, 3-bath. Is that accurate?
3.5.
3.5. Okay, perfect.
Well, 2.5. I meant 2.5 baths. My bad. 2.5.
Oh, okay. No worries. 4-bed, 2.5 bath. Okay, and then square footage I have is 2,375 square feet. Does that sound right?
I think so. Yeah.
Pretty close. Okay. All right, beautiful. Do you happen to know the age of the roof?
Yeah, we built it in 2016, so the roof is 7 years old.
Oh, okay. Oh, gotcha. All right. So it's kind of a newer build. All right. No issues that you know of? Any leaks, holes, anything like that?
No leaks, no issues so far.
Okay. All right, cool. Perfect. And then heating and cool. So I'm assuming I don't want to like belabor these at all, but I want to make sure we got the right info. Heating and cooling units, plumbing, electrical, kitchen and bathrooms, and flooring. Those are like all the major items in the house. Those are all basically original with the 2016 build, right?
Yes.
Okay,
Yep.
gotcha. Haven't done anything since you built it.
Nope.
Okay, everything in good working order.
Yes.
Okay, and is it central heating and air?
Yes.
Okay, perfect. Okay, great. Any other repairs, maintenance, deferred, anything else you'd like to disclose that would affect the value of the property, just so it's out in the open in the beginning?
Not that I know of. Pretty much the house was built in 2016 and no major fixes or issues since then.
Okay, great. Great. Okay, appreciate that info. So, and I don't want to assume, I know, we're kind of going through some things, but what exactly has you looking to sell the property?
Just chapter 13, not wanting to get foreclosed so we can get as much money as we can get out of it.
Gotcha. Okay. So this is more of like a financial decision to kind of take your equity out without losing the house to the bankruptcy and or a foreclosure.
Yeah, because I know how those auctions go. Sometimes the house might go for more, but then sometimes the house might go for 20,000 more than what
Hey,
they
yeah.
have it.
Yeah, exactly, man. You kind of leave it up to chance there. So let me, and this may be obvious, but again, I don't want to assume. Is there, since you guys did take the house out of the settlement, out of the chapter 13, and that's not named there, is there any way, if you guys went through with the bankruptcy, is there any way that you're able to stay in the house and keep it, or are you guys just kind of too far behind, and is it a little outside your budget at this point?
So the reason we took it out of the chapter 13, because we was paying $1,800 a month for the chapter 13 with the house in it. next year they're raising it from 1,800 to $3,000 a month. And myself, I'm on disability and my wife works, but we don't even make close enough to pay $3,000 a month plus everything else we have to pay.
Yeah. Wow. That's insane. What is the cause? What's the root cause of the of a $1,200 a month increase?
So with I guess since how the property taxes went up here and a few other things went up, the house, the mortgage company decided, hey, since they're only paying this much, we're going to actually need more than that. So it raised our bankruptcy payment for next year up about 12 grand.
Got it. Okay, that does make sense.
Yeah.
Okay. Got it. All right. So if I'm hearing you right, if I could just bottom line this for you guys are trying to, squeeze as much value out of the property as you can, not get foreclosed on, not have this named in the bankruptcy and taken from you essentially, so that you guys can use that to go live off of. Are you going to be buying immediately after? Or are you going to be renting?
No, so hopefully we can rent, but every place we go to is like, oh, chapter 13 is still open, you can't take it. Which I think is ridiculous. They rather have it the hell do you call it? Discharged. And then we can actually rent something, but hell, to get it discharged, we won't get discharge papers for like 4 or 5 months. And I'm like, well, I can't do that. So nobody wants to rent to me. So
yeah, dang. Okay. And so that's where, kind of moving in with mom and dad may be a good kind of Band-Aid solution in the interim.
Yeah, because I'm afraid if we hold on to the house too much longer, then it is going to go to foreclosure, and then we're not even going to be guaranteed any type of money because hell, they might just make what they got into it.
Right. Yeah. I mean, yeah, they don't care about making a profit or anything. They care about getting their money back.
Yeah.
Yep. Okay. Gotcha. So making sure you guys get what you can out of the property, not get foreclosed or it taken from you. You guys can't stay in the house because it's just going to be astronomical, payment here in the coming months. I'm hearing from you maybe like a 30 or 60 day close wouldn't be bad. That'd be kind of helpful for you guys. Is that kind of what I'm hearing?
Oh yeah, and then we also got to make sure that we still have to inform the bankruptcy court that we're selling the house, and then we have to give them the contract of sale. That way they can see that either A, we're not just trying to sell it from underneath them and them not getting the money and shit like that.
Gotcha. Okay. Yeah. And that's pretty normal. That's fine. They just want to make sure if there are creditors that they're owed, they're paid what they're owed. So yeah, that makes sense. Okay. Well, just so you know, I mean, we for the most part, we're going to pay cash for the properties that we purchase. We'll pay all the closing costs. If there are any commissions, we'll pay those, and we're able to close, on a timeline that works for you. 30 to 60 days is just fine. So, I mean, if you didn't have to lift a finger for any cleaning or legwork, spend a penny on repairs, fees, or commissions, and just kind of like had everything wrapped up for you, with a neat little bow. You guys didn't have to do any work or anything like that. I mean, do you have an idea on what your bottom dollar would be for an offer like that?
Yes, so about 310K.
310. Okay. Awesome. And then if you don't mind me asking, how'd you come up with that figure?
So I had he's an official appraiser, but it was a buddy of my buddy that appraises houses, and he came out here and just gave me what an appraisal would be. That way I didn't have to fork money over to get it appraised. So he said bottom dollar would probably be about 310, maybe max of 320. But he said that I'd probably sell it for even more if I had an updated kitchen, updated bathrooms, you know, just not the plain old that came with the house.
Gotcha. Okay. Okay. So buddy who's an appraiser said this is probably what you can get. Okay. How long ago did he take a look out of curiosity?
That was about three weeks ago.
3 weeks. Okay. So pretty recent.
Yeah.
Okay. Awesome. Awesome. Well, just so you know, Ken, like I am throughout this process, I mean, you can kind of call me like your butler, right? I'll be the go-between between you and getting you what you need, getting a solution that's going to work for you, and fighting for you on your behalf to get the offer as high as possible from the underwriting department. So I'm at this like bare minimum. I'm the info guy. I'm just here to gather info and be your advocate. You know, so we do have that underwriting department. They're separate from me. They're going to determine what we can pay for the property, how much, and you know what investment strategy would be best for this property. They'll do all of that independent of this conversation. They just like me to ask, you know, what you're looking for in case you want like $5 million for the property. You know, we know we wouldn't be a good fit. Yeah. Yeah. Okay, cool. So they're just to kind of give you a quick rundown on what they do and how they operate. They use Fannie Mae appraisal guidelines to do a comparative market analysis of the property, using that recent market data in the immediate area to see what we'd be able to pay for the property and what investment strategy would be the best fit. Okay, so much like an appraiser, except for the fact that with you kind of have to take appraisers' opinions of value with a little bit of a grain of salt, just because they don't buy properties, and a lot of times it isn't necessarily going to be like, depending on what type of appraisal you get, right? If you have an insurance appraisal versus like a refinance appraisal, those could be wildly different numbers depending on what it's for and who's doing it. So,
100%. Yeah, I agree with that.
Okay, cool. As long as we're on the same page, and that's not like, 310 is, if we come in a little lower than that, you're saying like, hey, no, he said 310, that's gospel. It has to be that. As long as we're on the same page about that, it's perfect, because they're going to do a pretty decent job in like figuring that out. So, okay, cool. Well, I'm not sure exactly if we can do that price yet. I'm going to pass your file along to them after they run all their numbers to get all the data they need. They'll get me an answer, but just so I know and I can tell them. And I think I know the answer, but I just want to make sure. Is there any wiggle room in that 310?
Oh no, yeah, there's wiggle room into it. Like, so my price range is from 300,000 to 310.
Okay, gotcha.
So that's my price range. The price range of the appraisal, I know I'm probably not gonna get 310 or 330. So, I mean, usually, like, my bottom dollar is just a little bit lower than their appraisal. That way I know that, like, if you guys do come down a little bit lower than that, I know I'm still pretty much coming out ahead of it, because of, like you said, appraisals are appraisals and other people's appraisals are other people's.
Could be different. Yep. Exactly. Yeah. Okay, great. Yeah, that's good to know. Also, before I get them to work, if we are able to get in a price range that works for you and works for us, is there anything else that would stop us from moving forward with the paperwork today?
Not that I know of.
Okay, awesome. And last thing, I just want to make sure, let me pull title up. Is it just you on title, or is there anybody else we should be aware of?
It's me and my wife, so it'll be me and my wife, Emily.
Oh, okay. Okay, awesome. Does Emily need to be a part of these conversations at all? Should we have her on at any point?
No, not really, not unless it comes to the point where you need her to be onto it. But other than that, she's in the same boat with me, and she's like, let's just try to sell it for as much as we can get.
Okay. Okay, perfect. Perfect. All right. That sounds good. Let me let me push this over real quick, see what I can get approved. I can usually get an answer, within an hour, a couple hours, after they put in some work. Are you gonna be around today? Have your phone on you?
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh yeah. I live at home because all I do is sit on this couch.
Okay, nice. All right. Good to go. Good to go. Okay, perfect. Well, Ken, it was a pleasure speaking with you, man. I'm glad we were able to connect. I think there's definitely yes, definitely some potential to help you guys out of the situation. So, let me see what I can do. I'll talk with the team and I'll get back to you as soon as I hear something from them.
Okay. Yeah, most definitely.
All right. Thanks, Ken. Talk to you soon.
All right. Talk to you later.
All right. Bye-bye. All right. So, oh no. Oh no, 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 no. Oh, I just fat fingered my mouse. I did not save any of those notes. That's fine. Oh, I got the most important information. Basically, everything is 2016 build. 300 to 310s his range. He's 14K behind on his payments. 30, 60 days. I got everything. I got everything up here. But man, that's frustrating because I've done that a couple times before where I accidentally hit the right. You guys ever do that? You hit the right finger, and then it pops up like back, forward. It's got that little dialog box. And so I just slightly moved it and it pushed back. So nothing was saved. Anyways, kind of a breakdown on that call. I don't know. What did you guys think? Anybody want to put anything into the live chats? Anything you guys either on YouTube or on Instagram? Anything that you guys like stood out to you at all? Let me see here. One thing that stood out to me was I asked for his bottom dollar one time, right? You guys may have seen that. So asked him for his bottom dollar after kind of explaining the type of offer, which was easy, clean, quick, just you don't have to do anything, you just get a number. And it was 310. Asked him why. And then at the very end, you notice I asked him if there was any wiggle room. And then he gave us a 10K discount, right? Now there is a wife involved, so we're not going to be able to make any unilateral decisions just with the husband, but it seems like a good. Let me just. I got to write these notes in again. Let me see here. Range. I'll just write them quick, so I'll just put the. Money out without being foreclosed on or taken in chunk 13, 30 to 60 days, 300 to 310. Let me turn that down, take this away. Okay, 2016 build, everything in good working order. And we did say something that was interesting, which was that his buddy said if the kitchen and bathrooms were updated. So it's probably like a builder grade 2016 build, just very plain Jane. So just kind of keep that in consideration. There are no issues. Everything's working. It's got central heating and air. And let's see, no rents, owner occupied. I didn't ask him, if you guys noticed, I didn't ask him about the, I'm going to most likely, I didn't ask him about his mortgage balance just yet. I do know he's 14K behind. But I've got an idea, based on the property radar profile, and he's got like 50% equity. So wouldn't be a great sub to, hey, Aaron, what's up, bro? Oh man, let's go out here on Instagram. So yeah, I mean, sub two seller finance hybrids, like for people that are in the situations, it's usually not going to work. We'd need like a much higher equity to get him a good seller finance deal, or much lower equity and just take it over sub two and get him. But when they're right in that middle, anything lower than, or I should say higher equity than like 15% and lower than like 90%, everything in the middle there is kind of hard to put a deal together. That makes sense, let's take a quick look. Okay, next call will be a step 2 call, which is my anchoring call. So what we got to do at this point, and I'm going to share my screen for those of you guys that are on 4-bed, 2.5 bath, and it's 2375 square feet. So I'm going to share my screen for those of you who are on YouTube, so you can kind of get an idea of what my process looks like. Okay. So Aaron says these lives are too far. Hey, appreciate the love, bro. Appreciate it. I'm just kind of, it keeps me accountable because I don't go and dick around, while during the day. And I can give you guys value because you guys can see my calls. So it's like it's a mutually beneficial, right? You guys aren't the only ones getting value. I get value out of this too. So, but appreciate the kind words, man. All right. So I use Zillow just because I know it. And it's quick. I'm going to do a 90-day, and I'm going to take out everything other than homes just so we can kind of trim the fat. I don't want to see, anything else. Now, because this is kind of a higher bedroom count, I want to get an exact match here. And then for the square footage, I don't want to really deal with anything. It's 23. So I don't want to deal with anything less than like 2,000 square feet. Okay. So now we're going to, here's where this property is on. Okay, perfect. I also want to, I like the satellite view because it'll kind of give me an idea. If you're just looking at the street view, a lot of times, like, you won't be able to see if it's like getting outside of a specific development. You can see in the satellite if they're like completely different build types. Whoa, 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 whoa. What is going on here? Yikes. Sorry about that. I don't know what happened. Okay, so we've got one sale in this little development here. Is a 4-bed, 2.5 bath. Okay, it's a little bigger in square footage. Okay, and this build is 2003. Okay, that's good. We've got a much newer build. Okay, ours is a 2016 build. This sold for $349,900 on the 11th of July, and let's see how long it took. Okay, so it was listed May, went pending once, twice, so it took about a month and a half to get that second pending, and then closed within 60 days. So that's what we're shooting for, boys and girls, if you're watching. That's what we're shooting for, 60 days. We want a property, we want to be able to sell it, get a buyer within the first couple of weeks, and then move it within that 60-day period. To do some math here, just to give you guys a little idea of a novation, which this is what this is going to be. Doesn't have any value add opportunity. If you guys aren't doing novations yet, you guys need to be. Shout out Novation King for helping us out with this. And we have closed just over the last 2 months. I think we closed about 200 grand in novations just over the last 2 months. That's fees. So that's actual, like, basically assignment fees. novation fees. So the way that you're going to calculate a novation to make sure that you guys are going to get the profit that you want is we look at what an as-is sale looked like. This is the only one in the last 90 days. Okay, so we've got 350 essentially. Okay, so what I'm going to do is 350,000 times 0.9. That 10% that we're accounting for is your cost. That's realtors, 3% on each side. That's 1.5% for closing costs. That's 7.5%. And then we like that additional 2.5% for whatever could happen, right? You just want to build that margin in to make sure. And if nothing else happens, there's no seller concessions. We don't need to lower the price, nothing like that. Then that's just cream on top. You guys get to pocket that extra 2.5. But when you're doing the calculation, you want to be, as conservative as possible while still being competitive. Okay, so that 90% puts us at 315. Okay, so now whatever we get this under contract at below 315 is what we are going to profit. Okay, so in this case, if we get it at his number of 300, we're putting 15K in our pocket. We'd like to see at least a 30K profit. So I'm going to, hopefully nobody's going to end this call here. What I'm going to most likely aim for is 285,000 for a purchase price, which is not too far off. Okay. Now, actually, sorry, let me bring this back just to contrast that to your wholesale, just straight cash, right? As is value of this property actually ends up being the ARV, because as is condition is essentially just like perfectly turnkey. So if ARV is 350,000, well, to a builder, a renovator is going to need this at 65% minus, this is 3,000 square foot. If you did a full, $30 a square foot at 3,000, we're just going to do 3,000 square feet. You're looking at 90K. So you got to take this down 90. Okay. That's MAO for a cash offer. Do you really think this guy in this situation is going to take, would anybody really take this number? No. So it doesn't make sense. That's why novations are perfect. Okay. I do want to do one more thing here, and I want to show you guys. When you only have one comp, and this is a kind of a specialized, localized little area here, I do go back a little farther just to get an idea. Maybe let's just see what's out. Let's just see what's out there. Nothing. Okay, so nothing's really moving out here, which could be good or bad. It's probably a different development. But lack of inventory means demand stays the same. Lack of inventory goes down, which means prices can go up. So probably a good sign for us. And then these ones across the way here are kind of in that same ballpark. 370, 355. These two are not great, but they're in a different development. So I feel confident. We're gonna get this guy down to 285. Okay, and lock it up. Only thing that we're going to have to overcome now is going to be the wife. One last thing that I wanted to go over, the other things that you need to, what we need to do is, I forgot to mention. So we found out that this is a good deal for us. This is a good novation deal. And we will most likely be able to negotiate that 15K difference that we need. The way that you're going to be able to do that is by anchoring them to lower comps. And so you have to find two things. You have to find comps that will support the fact that it will be a good novation for you. And you need to find comps that will push your narrative forward, which is that it is going to sell for less. is basically the nuts and bolts of it, right? So we've got one that sold for 266, one that sold, really these ones over here. There's one that's a 4-bed, 2-bath, 3,000 square foot, and it's got more land, got over a half acre, sold for 285. This is going to be our anchor comp right here. I'll probably try to find one more, but then in my next call, when I call him here in the next half hour to an hour, I'm going to bring this up and say, hey, like 285 on market. They actually probably walked away with closer to like 265, or less. If we were able to put an offer together in that, 265 range where you're netting, you're walking away with what they walked away with without having to do any of that work. You can put something like that together. And who knows, maybe he bites at that, but at least that brings us down so that when we come up to the 285, now we're giving him, it's almost like an illusion of giving him more than what the home's worth. And it's definitely more than what a cash offer would be. So we are, helping him out there. Okay. So I actually have to hop off here. I will live stream this call to at least to my Instagram, which is Brad Does Real Estate, all underscores, 1 underscore in between each of those words. For those of you guys watching on YouTube, if you guys want to go follow me, I'll be going live on my Instagram. Just not sure if I'll have the YouTube available to me. We have other team members that use it for other things. So, but I'll be giving this guy a call in the next hour or so. So watch out, Instagram guys. I'll be going live, streaming that call to give you guys an idea. And hopefully I can just walk this lead all the way through to close and you guys can see each one of those. All right. So I'll see you guys about 45